Germany is such a diverse country when it comes to places to visit that it makes it so hard to decide where to go to first. Outside the massive cities like Berlin, Munich, or Cologne lie some pretty incredible places, and with Germany the sizes range so much compared to other countries. So I've thrown together my top 10 small German cities that really give you that old world feel, but in a new world setting. First though, make sure to subscribe to my channel with the button below, and then sit back, kick your feet up as we count down my top 10 small German cities. Starting our list off in at number 10 is Bremen. Located in northeastern Germany just a touch south of Hamburg, Bremen is known for maritime trade with its connections to the North Sea via the River Weser that cuts right through the center of the city. Probably one of the larger entries on the list, Bremen still keeps it quintessential Germany with its amazing old town. And by far the best place to experience this is hitting up the Marktplatz, or Central Market Square. Here you can visit the imposing St. Peter's Cathedral and climb one of its 89-meter tall towers, marvel at the amazing architecture of City Hall and gabled houses, or get your picture taken with the Roland statue. Though making your way to the waterfront is an absolute must along its restored promenade with summer beer gardens and restaurants to fill your belly. Whichever one you decide is going to be great, and you'll see why this city makes my list. Hanover takes the number 9 spot as the capital of Lower Saxony and the 13th largest city in Germany. With a splash of modern buildings in the skyline, Hanover might be leaning a little more on the not-so-quaint side, but I can assure you that it has its quaint draws just as much as the rest. Without question, the pride of Hanover and the reason it's on my list is the gardens. Yes, that's right, the gardens. Herrenhauser Gardens and Georgian Garden are a sight to behold with impeccable landscaping. Over 50 hectares loaded with massive gardens, sculptures, fountains, a hedge maze, and of course, a palace to boot. It may not look like quintessential Germany, but it certainly makes me want to travel here. Oh, and I forgot to mention the massive new town hall that literally looks like a palace with a huge dome, an observation deck, and a nice little lake sitting out back. Coming in at number 8 is Leipzig. Inching closer to Berlin on the east side of Germany, we'll find one of the more modern entries on the list, but I assure you, the old town and history really packs a good punch for German flair. Located in Saxony, Leipzig proudly houses one of the oldest universities in Europe with Leipzig University, and without question their claim to fame, the St. Thomas Church. Here you'll find the burial site of Johann Sebastian Bach, you know, the famous composer. You can also check out the choir that sings here, which is notably one of the most prestigious choirs in the entire world. And if music isn't your thing, then by all means take a wander down to the Market Square, a great place to catch up with friends and enjoy some of the many festivals put on, like the Christmas market, or a medieval festival complete with actual jousting. Or if you're keen on architecture, the Old Town Hall is also right at the market, which is considered to be one of Germany's best examples of Renaissance architecture. Or hop over to the New Town Hall and climb the tower for a panoramic view of the city. Either way, I think you'll be pleasantly surprised with this location. Number 7 is one of the larger cities on the list, and this slot goes to Dresden. The capital of the Saxony state is less about tall buildings and more about preserving its history. You can easily tell by the skyline that Dresden offers some pretty incredible architecture and plenty of attractions to take in, which has given this city the nickname the Jewel Box. Much, if not all of Dresden was destroyed in the war, and along with it some incredible buildings with the Frauenkirche being one of them. Rebuilt by 2005 with one of Europe's largest domes, it's an amazing piece of architecture to see. A day spent here will leave any visitor satisfied, along with places like the Semperoper, one of the world's most respected opera houses, Zwinger Palace with its rich pavilions, fountains and gardens, and of course Bruhl's Terrace, overlooking the Elbe River that also connects to the massive Dresden Cathedral. Located directly between Frankfurt and Nuremberg in the state of Bavaria, we find our number 6 spot of Würzburg. Known as the center of the Franconian wine country, Würzburg is where we start to jump into what I like to call the more traditional German cities. From high up on the hill, you can scan the entire city at Nuremberg Fortress, a castle built in the 1200s that has stood the test of time and a great place to start your adventures. And from here you'll easily pick out the Alte Mainbrücke, or Old Main Bridge, which is a lovely pedestrian-only bridge that screams medieval Germany and connects the old fisherman's quarter with the Old Town. A place where you can walk the old streets or find a fantastic square with cafes and the Grand Marienkapelle. This place would be an absolute gem to have even a one-day stayover in. A little further west of Frankfurt, we sail up to number 5, Boppard. Definitely a smaller town located on the banks of the River Rhine, but really a cool spot to visit. Known as a tourist spot and a wine growing area, Boppard attracts many tourists, and clearly the best way to get here is by a river cruise if you can spare the time. Views of the town are a must, and there's no better place than Würzburg, or Four Lakes View, which sits 332 meters above the river, offering amazing views and a paved hiking path. If you're feeling adventurous though, there's a 2-seater chairlift that operates from April to October, providing some incredible views throughout the 20-minute ride to the top. Something that I would like to take on the way up and then maybe hike my way down. That way you can save your legs for exploring the Old Town, which boasts some incredible streets, traditional German architecture, fortified medieval walls to explore, and of course a great square to enjoy the afternoon and take it all in. Let me know in the comments if this place would be a great weekend destination. I've set aside number 4 for Bamberg, another Bavarian town just north of Nuremberg. Laid out over 7 hills, Bamberg has a wide reach, but offers a really awesome atmosphere when looking for that quintessential German feel, which has labeled it with being one of the most beautiful towns in all of Germany. Here you'll find Europe's largest intact old city wall and some amazing medieval streets that are begging for exploration. The most popular photo op in the town is the Old Town Hall, which is built on its own island and offers incredible views on the outside, but also some amazing frescoes on the inside. Throw this in with the Bamberg Cathedral with its priceless pieces of art, and the banks of the River Regnitz with its lovely fisherman's quarter and river cruises, and you can't go wrong with a stopover in this location. Finally, we find ourselves at the aforementioned Nuremberg, taking up the number 3 spot. The second largest city in Bavaria, behind Munich, Nuremberg still absolutely makes you feel like you're in a quaint German village, which is likely due to the red-colored rooftops that completely cover the city. With plenty to see throughout the entire city, the Old Town is what puts Nuremberg on this list, with the Kaiserberg Castle dating back to the 14th century, including an amazing observation deck for the perfect vantage point, or the awesome hidden square, the Trottel Market, a beautiful area situated on its own island with easily the best views and photo spots for any tourists. Even just a wander along the canal edges will be enough to keep you happy in this city. I mean, just look at all those bridges. Located between Stuttgart and Frankfurt, we find our number 2 spot, Heidelberg. Now you can't tell me this isn't classic Germany, right? Nestled on the Neckar River, Heidelberg is absolutely a place to wind down for a day or two and give you that much needed rest. The 14th century Heidelberg University, which is the oldest one in Germany and one of the most reputable in Europe, enrolls roughly a quarter of the entire town's population, which is crazy considering the population is well over 150,000 people. Heidelberg is ripe with history and amazing attractions to go along with it. 80 meters above the town is the Schloss Heidelberg, a castle first constructed in the 13th century that has seen its fair share of destruction over the years, but still offers some incredible history paired with some amazing views. Don't skip over the river, rather take your time on the old bridge, which doesn't seem like anything out of the ordinary, but being 200 years old and actually the 9th bridge to span the river due to poor construction and ice flows of the previous 8, it really is a cool attraction. Finish off your day with time in the downtown core and check out the Church of the Holy Spirit, and more notable, the Altstadt, which is a lovely square with all the fixins of a great afternoon bite and a few evening drinks as well. Clearly this is where you'll find me. Topping off my list at the number 1 spot is the beautiful town of Rothenburg ob der Tauber, or just simply Rothenburg. Located in northern Bavaria and situated between Nuremberg and Stuttgart, the town is known for its medieval charm and architecture and is one of the smaller entries on the list. The Old Town is one of the best preserved medieval ones around, making it a massively popular place for tourists, especially because it's also included on the lovely romantic road throughout southern Germany. Today it's still one of the only 3 towns in Germany that have a completely intact city wall with loads of cool gates strategically placed throughout the town, which are awesome to check out. By far the most famous photo opportunity here is the Plön Line, with its incredible Pinocchio Disney vibe and really gives you that old school German atmosphere. But to get a great feel for the city, you have to head to the Market Square and Town Hall in Old Town. This spot is where you're going to remember this town and really enjoy yourself every day you're here. Okay, now that you've got my top 10, let me know what yours is in the comments, and don't forget to like and subscribe before checking out another one of my videos. Thanks so much for watching.